Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Sierra, and this is part 4 of Sean's journey. Alrighty, moving on to season 4. In Ghost, he is in the Ghost in the Machine part 1. He watches Paige and Alex bicker, saying that he's happy that he's a guy. I get it. There's certain things where it's just like, you know what? I'm not part of this. In part 2, Craig visits him when Craig and Joey are fighting. This was when Craig and Joey were fighting pretty much about, I feel like it was because Craig didn't feel as at home as he wanted to be, and it was just him and Joey struggling with the new dynamics, and also just the fact that Joey is his last parental figure. So I feel like it was just a lot of home life stuff that was going on. And so yeah, Craig ends up going over to Sean's. In Mercy Street, him and Ellie talk to Paige and Emma about their DV ribbon campaign to make Rick feel uncomfortable. And he calls her out on it because it's like I said, Emma was being wishy-washy. She only truly defended she only truly was aligned with DV victims when it appeased her. Like, she did that to look cool to Paige and the others. And then literally later, she accepts the check from Rick. And then later, she's over here befriending Rick. Later, she's like, I felt sorry for you. No, girl, you're wishy-washy as fuck. Like, Emma's morals are very questionable. Like, very questionable. In Anywhere I Lay My Head, when Ellie rushes out, he asks Ellie to move in after the fire at Ellie's house. Because remember, Ellie wakes up to her mom being passed out, and her mom was trying to cook, I guess. Her mom was trying to kill them. Like, I'm gonna be honest here. Like I said, Ellie's dad is a coward. Like, ain't no way. Because mind you, if Ellie and her mama would have died, he would have came home and he would have been devastated. But you should have just stayed your ass home and handled your wife. I'm just saying. Like, this is not Ellie's problem. But yeah, he helps Ellie move in her stuff, but she is lying and saying that she is staying at Ashley's house. Mind you, that's going to come back up. And he thinks the CD case that she has all the DVDs. So he's like, oh, we're going to expand the collection. Opens it up and sees that it's her self-harm kit. And she admits that she hasn't done it in a long time. And instantly, Sean is like taken aback by this. He's like, oh, I emptied out a drawer. Later, he is talking to Jay, and he says that he thinks that Ellie will move back home. This is when they're having a house party. And this is when Mrs. Nash shows up. She's drunk. And he tells Mrs. Nash that he thinks it's best that Ellie stay with him. She slaps him. And yeah. I'm like, this heifer, she just need to go to rehab. Because she just makes things worse. But Ellie officially moves in and she buys a ferret. In Time Stand Still Part 1, he is with Spinner when he finds his car has been tagged. And he tells him and Jay to clean it up before... tells him and Jay to clean it up and to leave Raditch out of it. That, things are going to, don't tell him. And then in part 2, he's in the halls when Rick has the pew-pew in Emma's face, and he wrestles with him to get the pew-pewer, and it goes off. Later, he finds out that Rick is dead on the news while at home with Ellie. And Back in Black, he is marked as a hero, and he's hounded by press outside of Degrassi. In the therapy session, he jokes around instead of being honest about his feelings. And Miss Sauvé tries to get him to talk. He's like, oh, I'm doing great. He's like cracking jokes and everything. Mr. Simpson tries to get him to talk, but Sean shuts him down too. Emma comes in. She's still distraught and traumatized, and she ends up hugging him and thanking him for saving her life. I'd be like, damn right, you better be thanking me. Just because it's Emma. Right? The press that Caitlyn knows shares footage of her interviewing his parents. Because she's all like, oh, well, your parents had a lot to say. Because he's like, I'm not interviewing with you. And so he ends up going and seeing it. And he sees that his mom is crying, wondering if Sean had gotten shot. She's like, oh, I wonder if that would have been my baby. He's like, I ain't buying this shit. So it gets to the point where he takes the monitor and he breaks outside of the trailer. And then he flees with Emma, Jay, and Ellie to Wasaga Beach. Once he gets to his parents' house, he confronts his mom, saying that she was performing and that she abandoned him. And she ends up closing the door. She's like, just like shocked that he would come at her with like that. I don't know why you shocked her. I don't know why she was shocked. Maybe she just woken up. I don't know. But like, girl, if you're not a solid parental figure, if you're not doing what you're supposed to do as like as a decent parent, I'm not saying you got to be perfect, because no parent is perfect anyway. Like, you're going to make mistakes. But if you don't give a child an adequate life and, you know, a pretty good environment as best as you can, don't be surprised when they lash out at you. Like, I don't understand why you're surprised that he's mad at you for pretending to be crying when his whole entire existence, y'all have been some fucked up parents. Like, I don't know why she's shocked. like no accountability, none whatsoever. They end up going to the beach, and he sees Tyler, the guy he deafened, and Tyler still hates him. Like, it's on sight. They get into it, and says Sean killed Rick. He's like, oh, is that what you do now? Instead of, like, you know, punching people, making them deaf and leaving, you end up killing people and you run away. It's like, ooh, okay, Tyler, like, I get that you don't like him, but that's a bit far. Okay, because that's the thing too with like news stories, because especially in this situation, because all they went off is that Rick brought a pew pew up to the school. No one is talking about the fact that Rick put his girlfriend in a whole ass coma before. So he's typically a violent kid. Like, there's so much information that's missing from the news standpoint, because they don't have all that information. They don't have that information on him putting Terry in a coma. They just see Rick as a kid who was bullied and he brought a pew pew up to the school. Rick is a violent child himself. Not to excuse the bullying, but Rick is a violent kid himself. That's the whole reason why they were targeting Rick in the first place, because Rick had the audacity to come back after putting his girlfriend in a coma. Like, that's what led to all of this in the first place. If he just went away, they would have had nothing to focus on. But Rick had the audacity to come back. And you thought people were going to be okay with it? Really? Like, it's like, what's not clicking? What's not clicking? I'm gonna have to do a separate Rick video, as much as I don't want to do a Rick video, but not even like in a way to like defend him, but like in a way to like analyze this mess, because ain't no way. Like that's what led to this, like this entire thing. It's so fucking frustrating. Anyway, back to Sean. Sorry. And so he ends up grabbing the damn jet ski thingy, and Ellie comes over and they start fighting because Ellie points out that their stories don't match up. Sean said that Tyler thought he was big and bad and tough and jumped Sean, while Tyler is saying that pretty much Tyler used to steal Sean's lunch money. And so it's like, okay, did Tyler jump you because he thought he could take you, or has he always been bullying you and you finally snapped and you got back at him? because it's like, it's not making any sense. Like, and even now thinking about it, like, I could see Sean being both. I could see him antagonizing people, but I could also see him being bullied, especially if that's the kind of environment that he grew up in with Sega Beach. If a lot of people are like that, in terms of like, everyone has like their own home issues going on. You know, there are some people who be trying to stun on each other type of thing. Like, I can see it both ways. Like, maybe if he was younger, if he was more like reclusive, kept to himself, he probably did have like anger issues, or maybe he felt a lot of things, but he didn't know how to communicate it and how to like process them. And I could see Tracker, like I said, Tracker being very detached and only teaching Sean as much as he knows. But also being in that environment, Sean also developed a lot of anger issues too. And so I could definitely see Tyler pushing him around, stealing his money, stealing his lunch money, or bullying him. I could see both sides happening. I could see Sean like antagonizing other people, but I could also see people going against him. I mean, it's happened before with the fact of Jay. Like, even though him and Jay didn't fight fully, but Jay was trying to intimidate him. So I can definitely see Tyler intimidating Sean, and it gets to a point where Sean probably fucking snapped and he deafened him in one ear. And which is why Tyler wasn't like hiding, like scared of him. Tyler was puffing out his chest too, so I could definitely see it being like maybe Sean snapped. And that's why Tyler made that comment of him possibly killing Rick and running away. I could definitely see that. Like Sean snapping after however long Tyler, or just, you know, Tyler, his environment being shitty, his home life, maybe like not attending school either. So that's why he's being held back. Like everything's kind of fucked up for him academically. I can see all of that leading him to snap and deafening a kid in the ear. Because if you get cornered to a point, that animal in the corner is going to come out, okay? Like, the rage is going to come out. So I can see that. And so he's yelling at Ellie for wanting him to talk about everything. He's like, I want to talk about it. And he takes the jet ski out. After yelling that he thought he pissed himself when he realized that he was covered in Rick's blood when the gun went off. He nearly drowns, but Tyler saves him. And he later apologizes to Emma for last year. And they all go back to his parents' house. And his mom admits that her interview was her true feelings. And she says it was best to send him to Degrassi to keep him out of jail. So, like I said, yeah, definitely anger issues, but definitely I could see him snapping on some people, like, if it gets to the point. But he ends up breaking down and tells him that Rick was going to shoot his friend. He didn't say Emma, but he said he was going to shoot his friend. And so he really did believe that he killed Rick. At the end, he decides to stay to deal with everything, which, trying to mind me, still, that environment is not good regardless, because his parents are too far gone. They're too old. They're too set in their ways. It's not gonna work. Like, he can do the best that he can, but his parents, at the end of the day, they clearly have never actually done anything to change. Even his dad came out with an attitude and with a snarky ass comment, and mama's like, oh, ignore him. So I can already tell his dad ain't shit. And he's all like, oh, you didn't call for 4 years, but you didn't call him either. Only his mom reached out. And even then, that was the first time we ever heard about his mom reaching out. And she called Tracker and said that she wanted to talk to Sean. But on a parent's end, especially on the dad's end, The dad is giving such like not even toxic masculinity, just a lot of ego, just huge ego, and the audacity. Being like, well, you haven't called in 4 years. You should call your son and check on him. Like, it goes both ways. Also, why are you expecting a teenager? He's barely even a teenager. Because 7th grade is like, what, 12, 13? You're expecting a 13-year-old to call you when you're 50 years old and you don't have your shit together and you... I gotta reel it back. But, like, the audacity. Like, you don't put in any effort either. You don't put in any effort, and you're the adult in this situation. You don't put in any effort, and you're expecting a 12/13-year-old to, not 13 because he got held back, so 14-year-old. He's still young. He's still a kid. You're expecting the kid to reach out to the adult. You are the adult. Be an adult. But clearly his parents don't know how to be adults. Especially his dad doesn't know how to be an adult. He doesn't know how to be a parent. He just knows how to be an asshole. That's all he knows how to do. So that home life definitely didn't change, which is why he comes back in season 6. So I'll catch y'all on the flippity flop for part 5. Love you guys. Part 5. Love you guys. Bye. Mwah.